I'm diving deep into the life of Nelson Mandela and challenging myself to uncover the most inspiring moments that shaped African history. Nelson Mandela is a name synonymous with courage, perseverance, and the unwavering dedication to fighting for what is right. As a pivotal figure in African history, he played a crucial role in the struggle for equality and justice, leaving behind a legacy that continues to inspire generations to this day. Growing up in South Africa, Mandela was no stranger to the harsh realities of apartheid, a system that institutionalized racism and segregation. As he matured, he realized that the only way to bring about change was to challenge the status quo, and thus began his lifelong struggle against the unjust system. The apartheid regime, backed by the powerful and entrenched white minority, was determined to maintain its grip on power, and Mandela soon found himself facing formidable challenges. The police and military were notorious for their brutality, and Mandela knew that he was taking a huge risk by speaking out against the regime. The imprisonment of Mandela in 1962 marked a turning point in his struggle. Despite being behind bars for 27 long years, his spirit remained unbroken, and he continued to inspire his people from his prison cell. The political landscape of South Africa during this period was treacherous, with the apartheid regime doing everything in its power to crush the spirits of those fighting for freedom. Mandela's imprisonment only added fuel to the fire, and his name became synonymous with resistance and defiance. As the years went by, international pressure mounted on the South African government to release Mandela and dismantle the apartheid system. The world was watching, and Mandela's sacrifices were not going unnoticed. His release from prison in 1990 sent shockwaves around the globe, and it marked the beginning of a new era in South African politics. Born in a small village in the Eastern Cape, Nelson Mandela was raised in a traditional Thembu family. His early life was marked by a sense of curiosity and a desire to learn, and he was eventually sent to Fort Hare University, where he became involved in the African National Congress. The Sharpeville massacre of 1960, where 69 unarmed protesters were killed by the police, was a pivotal moment in Mandela's life, and it marked the beginning of his involvement in the armed struggle against apartheid. This led to the formation of the armed wing of the ANC Umkhonto we Sizwe, with Mandela as its commander-in-chief. Mandela's leadership skills and charisma soon made him a prominent figure in the ANC, and he became known for his strong advocacy of nonviolent resistance. The 1950s and 1960s were a time of great turmoil in South Africa, with the apartheid regime cracking down on dissent with increased brutality. Despite the danger, Mandela continued to speak out against the regime, and his message of hope and defiance resonated with the masses. The Rivonia trial of 1962, where Mandela and his co-accused were sentenced to life imprisonment, was a grave injustice, but it only served to strengthen Mandela's resolve. As Mandela rose through the ranks of the ANC, he became acutely aware of the need for unity and cooperation among the various anti-apartheid groups. He played a key role in bringing together different factions and orchestrating a unified response to the apartheid regime. This ability to bring people together would serve him well in the years to come, as he navigated the complex web of South African politics. On February 11, 1990, Nelson Mandela walked out of Victor Verster prison, a free man after 27 long years. The world watched in awe as he raised his fist in triumph, signaling the beginning of a new era in South African politics. The negotiations that followed were complex and treacherous, but Mandela's presence at the table helped to facilitate a transition towards democracy. The compromises he made, the sacrifices he was willing to take, and the leadership he showed during this period will always be remembered as one of the greatest moments in African history. The significance of this moment cannot be overstated. For the first time in centuries, a black South African was addressing his people as a free man, and the implications were far-reaching. The end of apartheid was in sight, and Mandela's release from prison marked the beginning of a new chapter in South African history. In 1994, Nelson Mandela became the first black president of South Africa, leading the country towards a new era of reconciliation and nation-building. His Nobel Peace Prize, awarded in 1993, was a testament to his tireless work towards peace and justice. Today, Mandela's legacy extends far beyond the borders of South Africa, inspiring social justice movements around the world. Nelson Mandela's legacy is a powerful reminder that one person can make a difference. As we reflect on his life and struggle, we are reminded of the importance of standing up for what is right, even in the face of overwhelming odds.